And so here is a list of the things that I ordered from Amazon. And I'll just show that right now. So here's my Amazon order. So we've got, so far, we've got this supplement, fully inclusive supplement. And I'll show you the back panel here and what we have to expect. We've got yohimbine, which is insane. Theanine is mostly when you are cutting back. I mean, when you're in gluconeogenesis, beta-alanine, which this has also, theanine, taurine, those things come into heavy functional use when you are cutting back the carbohydrates and looking for some training fuel. And of course, the creatine is going to help quite a bit. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. So you can see this is a great product. Now we were able to buy this product along with the potassium, the choline, niacin, which we're getting plenty of with the IsoPure. And this is the product. It is on Amazon, and it has good reviews. Let's show a couple of those reviews. And I'll let you know where I'm at with this is I review all of the supplements, including the concrete creatine that I was taking, the ATP. We've been doing that for a few weeks, and it really has given me energy in the morning. It's allowed me to fast all day. Pretty much, sometimes I'll go through my entire walk of at least 8 to 12 miles, and I won't have touched anything. I won't even have done any protein. And that has brought my waist down and my body fat down considerably until now I get on the scale, and I'm starting to get under 168. So the goal is 163. It always has been. And then once we get in the gym, we're further going to cut down to 159, and that will be a very lean 159. So we're going to be going back to that Amazon order. You can see good reviews on that supplement. All right. And then we'll show the other products. Now, IsoPure has been a staple for me. It has been the staple. But I do get into more holistic things like garlic, granulated garlic. Good deal on that on Amazon. I take that in ample measure, and we'll be adding that into the pork loin. I'm going to be sticking to pork instead of doing carb loads. I'm going to be going into ketosis for the next 2+ weeks. So this is that time when I plan on dropping at least 5 pounds. 163 is not the low point. If I can actually get down to 159, that is pretty much zero body fat right there. That's like no body fat on me whatsoever. Of course, that's not true. You're always going to have that essential fat, so we don't want to lose our brain, right? We don't want to lose that 3.5 pound power pack piece of fat up in our noggin. So that's probably the lowest that I'd want to go. We've got this organic Superfoods probiotic. You can see the ingredients here. This is going to allow me to cut out the carbohydrates, right? And look here, you've got 11 grams of carbohydrates, but we're talking net carbohydrates. Look at the dietary fiber, very low. So a full profile from cucumber to pineapple to beet and broccoli. This has got it all. I'm going to be taking in collagen to build up the skin, the nails, the hair, joint support. We've got the type 1 and type 3, 10 grams of protein, right? But then you have 5 grams of MCT oil. So I'm going to be taking in an MCT oil supplement on top of this, and then on top of that, an omega-3, omega-9 supplement. And I should mention garlic is great for clearing out the blood system. Here, we've got our trusty IsoPure, 44 servings. So I'm going to be pouring the 20 servings of collagen powder in with this banana IsoPure, thereby cutting each serving in half. And every time I take in the collagen, I'm going to be taking in half a serving. So I plan on getting about 3 shakes a day. So I'm actually taking it in micro doses throughout the day. And I may even dilute this even further by adding in this one. Now this is flax seed. It's a little bit different approach. It's more of a whole food approach. But I'll show you the ingredient profile on this one as well. Let's see. I think actually I have to go down. So I'm just going to show the ingredient panel right here, which is real cold milled premium organic golden flax. Can't get any more straightforward than that. Organic banana, which we had in the other supplement that I just showed you, organic apple, organic blackberry, organic mango, organic cranberry, organic raspberry, and organic strawberry. So this is just giving me a little bit more whole food source, right? But the carbohydrates are extremely low. And look at the fiber. This is mostly all fiber. And then you have some naturally pre-existing sugars, no added sugar. So there you got 24 servings. So when I add that to the 44 servings of the IsoPure, right, directly in there, I'm effectively getting the same thing. I'm cutting these servings down into half. I'm taking them 3 times a day. So again, I'm microdosing and taking more than the traditional recommended amount. We're going after health here, folks. Then I'm going to be adding in, and this is all about the building process. So I'm completely cutting out all carbohydrate loads. I'm going to be doing ketosis-based loads when I do load, and I'm walking 10 miles a day every day. So I'm easily burning off the carbohydrates I'm taking in. However, most of those carbohydrates are just fiber. So it's just about functionality, holistic health. That's what we're focusing on now. This, mind you, is also under state benefits. So I found this emergency supplement There's only 18 of them, but I'm able to get in all the vitamin C. Vitamin C is an amazing vitamin. If you ever want to look up any of the major research done on this, you can look up Linus Pauling, who believed that this was a super supplement, and I couldn't agree with him more. It's definitely one that you need to synergize any amino acid responses. We've got one more list to go. This list deals with the MCTs, as well as the fish oil and omega-3s. So this is on order. It's probably going to get here before Thursday, but at latest, it says Thursday. I've had shipments lost by Amazon recently, so some of them might not make it at all. And when it says that they have been boxed separately, you better believe it. So here we have our omega-3s. We're going to be doing this once a day. I guess they don't flip it for you. And so we've got one serving out of 40 servings. We might do this twice a day, which I typically would do. I might take it with the MCTs in the morning and then again in the evening. So we might do 1 tablespoon in the morning and 1 tablespoon in the evening of the essential fatty acid omega. And if you ever want to look it up, there's some amazing research on omega-3s as far as longevity and negating a lot of the damage that we incur with pollutions. MCTs are all about energy and support, particularly when you're in ketosis. A lot of people are adding it to their coffee, and I will be taking a generous serving of this every day, and it's going to get me in ketosis. I'll be able to stay in ketosis as far as the net carbs, right? Because I'm not taking enough sugars in. There's 0 sugar in the isopure. So the only sugars I'm getting in is the minimal sugars that I would be taking in off the supplements that I showed you. But if you remember, the majority of that was all fiber. And so I'm cutting the servings in half. So the maximal that one of those products had that I showed you was 1 gram of added sugar from the fruit. Well, guess what? I'm taking in half a gram, which is not enough to throw me out of ketosis. So I'm going to be able to maintain ketosis, take in fiber, take in superfoods, and keep the ketosis going. And so every 3 or 4 days, we're going to be going back to this. And that is taking in our beautiful, we've got 4 of these babies, 4 of these bad boys. The Farmer John's pork loin. This one's huge. This might cover 2 days worth. So these may get me through 3 weeks, eating half of one of those, half an entire pork loin every 3 to 4 days instead of carb loading. So all of what I showed you is in effect in order to skip the carb loads. Even though I've ordered brown rice, there'll be no brown rice added in there. Those are mainly for my son. There will be no pancakes. There will be no nothing. There's going to be a very serious month here where I can feel that I've got to get myself in order and ready. And we've also got ample amounts of water, 8 gallons of water here, ready to go for the next week. And I've got plenty of reserves with my state benefits, as well as a little bit of cash that's going to be able to get me any emergency supplies I need. That is, I might need to order another pork loin. I might be able to order some eggs, and I might need some emergency water. So this month I'm not going without any fresh water, so it's going to be amazing. I'm going to have the energy from the supplements that I showed you, from the pre-workout to the MCT oils, and be in ketosis full time to be able to maybe even pump out longer walks and train, doing resistance training, which is going to get me ready for the gym. So here we are. We're on our 8th mile. Didn't think I would be having the energy to do this today. The energy's really been off. We're down to 168 pounds now. Just placed my order for some superfoods, some MCTs, some omega-3s. So right now, as we're transitioning to lose this last 5 pounds of body fat and really show those abs for the first time in a very long time. Also, we ordered a little bit more IsoPure, my favorite flavor, banana. I mixed the ISO HD with the IsoPure. But this time around, what I'm going to be doing is adding collagen along with MCTs, superfoods, and a couple other supplements that I ordered. Creatine with beta-alanine, and it also has some, God, I can picture it, yohimbine bark. That stuff makes your eyes pop out. We've got these pork loins, 4 of these. Farmer John, very low carbohydrates, but we're going to be fueling off pork for the next 2 weeks. So I will be taking in pork, and the fat that's in the pork. An entire pork loin is going to have anywhere between 30 and 40 grams of fat, and we're going to be skipping the carb loads. So let's take a look at our walk today. So we're averaging 10 miles a day, and other than last week, to where my son was sick, I took a little time off there. I was trying to cut back on my overall mileage as it was. I walked wherever I could, but prior to that, we were staying very solid and averaging about 60 miles per week. And at this point, I was tracking this on my Strava app. I hadn't yet begun to use this application. I did take this week off, so it's been 2 months. It's ending right now at 2 months, and this will be the last month that I do this continuous training. It's worked out. I brought the body fat down. I brought the waist down, and then it's going to be time to start building up lean muscle tissue. Some lives on this channel that I didn't mean to do, where I was trying to go live on a channel where it's an annex channel where I keep track of my dailies, keep track of my daily walks, what I'm doing, shoot the shit, talk about philosophy, things like that. But I usually don't post that type of stuff, that content on this channel. This channel is very much specific in biomechanics, kinesiology, nutrition, and showing the show, showing how all those practical applications affect me on a day-to-day. And so far, it's been working really good. But mainly I show the transitions that I've gone through, and like this is the continuous training, gradual intensity training. This will be the last month where I'm walking doing this. The continuous aspect of it will be taking place in the gym next month, and where I'll be getting back to working a full-time schedule and showing how I balance out a heavy resistance training routine, building up and showing the show while I do it. This is the moment that I had to take by the horns, where I'm able to reach an ultra lean body fat level and maintain that as I step into the gym. So there'll be more active HIIT training, VO2, reaching left ventricle higher submaximal training sessions, more intensity, more kettlebells, more powerlifting, more weightlifting, more drop sets, more pumps, more split routines, day-to-day training. Kind of what I was doing, but on a much higher level, with a lot greater intensity. All right, so we made it through our first goal, which is 9 miles for the day. Great. So we have done roughly, we've got another 1.5 miles to go maybe, which we'll probably make up tomorrow, depending on what time my son gets home here. As you can see, it's 3:47 p.m. So I'll typically do other things through the day, and if I have to come back to it, I will. But the main thing is getting in 9 miles is my minimum these days, and if I can squeak out 10 miles, which pretty much most days I'm able to do. As you can see, I got a late start, but I walked effectively between 10:30 or 11 a.m. and continuously came back to it all the way till now, which is almost 4 p.m. So get training, gradual intensity training, continuous training. It's not about high intensity. I've gotten my waist all the way down to about 31, and it was, quite honestly, between 42 and 44. I didn't want to say that. I never showed that. But when you look at the pictures and you look at the video proof, it's pretty damn obvious. And so I have shed at least 12 off my waist in the last 7 to 8 months. Isn't that amazing? And predominantly, this is how I've done it. It's just by continuously walking, continuously dieting and cutting the carbs down, continuously taking in full spectrum amino acids, continuously drinking ample amounts of fluids, water, and then eventually just staying fidgeting, moving, and keeping my metabolism going without huge goals. I knew those goals would come later. 2024 is going to be a great year. We're going to be running some 10Ks. We're going to be doing a lot of hardcore training in the gym. Look out for some amazing things to come. I hope you're motivated, and I hope 2024 is a big fitness year for you. And I hope that I can be a part of it. Happy New Year to come.